It's chill.
Hello? Zuko here.
I think you are supposed to be my firebending teacher.
Man.
I'd like you to teach me.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, look at this, man.
Because I'll make sure your destiny ends right then and there.
Dude, she's a bit of a demon here. Don't be saying things like that, Katara. Alright, Firebook episode 13. Zuko is finally here with the Aang gang. I'm glad it happened in one episode, and I really like the way they kind of unpack, what Zuko's been through, flashing back to, him and Iroh, and now back in the present, and we're finally full circle. Aang has accepted Zuko. Katara is the only one that hasn't completely accepted Zuko at this point. I'm still pretty stressed about that, I'm not gonna lie. I really hope we kind of explore that soon, and hopefully, like get that resolved, because it's got me pretty nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I really don't think Katara is the kind of person to follow through with that threat, but the fact that she said that alone was a lot. But I'm thinking it's about time we hurry up with this firebending stuff. We've only got so many episodes left, and the last thing I'm looking for, what's going on with Iroh? I've been saying it. Is he staying in the Fire Nation doing stuff behind the scenes, or is he gonna pop up here, with our squad? I would love to see him here with the squad for some amount of time before the final battle. Like and subscribe, check out the Patreon for early access if you're interested, and with all that being said, enjoy the video. The Firebending Masters. That was different. I like that. Also, I love that title.
Firebending in and of itself is not something.
Straight into it.
Not something.
Zuko and Aang talking to each other.
It'll chew you up and spit you out like an angry Komodo rhino.
That old Zuko is still in there a little bit. Not the fart sound.
Perhaps a demonstration?
Good idea. What was that?
Is he nervous?
That was the worst firebending I've ever seen. Why is this happening?
Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, he firebended last episode at
That
Toph.
one kind of felt hot.
Don't patronize me.
Is it this whole situation?
Sorry, Sifu Hotman.
And stop calling me that. Hey, jerks. Mind if I watch you two jerks do your jerk bending?
Soccer. Go and socialize.
Listen, everybody. I've got some pretty bad news. I've lost my stuff.
Don't look at me. I didn't touch your stuff.
I'm talking about my firebending.
Yeah.
It's gone.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at the irony. You know how it would have been nice for us if you'd lost your firebending a long
Alright,
time ago?
she's having a go at him.
I bet it's because I changed sides.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I was thinking about that too.
Maybe your firebending comes from
Yeah,
rage.
this has been
And you
suppressed.
just don't have enough anger to fuel it the way you used to.
Yeah.
Even if you're right, I don't want to rely on hate and anger anymore. There has to be another way.
You're gonna need to learn to draw your firebending from a different source.
Ooh.
I recommend
Oh, this is
the
a
original source.
big thing.
Zuko needs to go back to whatever the original source of firebending is. For earthbending, the original benders were badger moles.
Oh, this was a question that I had. Badger moles, Appa airbends. I think I threw something out there, like the moon was like the first waterbender. I think the show might have said that. But I wanted to know what the origin of firebending was. And also what I wanted to say was, oh no, I've forgotten it. Oh, this is tragic. I think it was something to do with Sozin and Roku. Oh, it was such a clear thought in the moment. The thought's completely gone. Hopefully it comes back at some point. Oh, look at little Toph.
They were blind, just like me.
Oh.
So we understood each other. I was able to learn earthbending, not just as a martial art, but as an extension of my senses.
So cool.
It wasn't just about fighting. It was their way of interacting with the world.
Ooh, I like this. Interacting with the world.
The original firebenders were the dragons.
Oh, of
They're
course.
extinct. The first people to learn from the dragons were the ancient sun warriors.
Uh-huh.
Their civilization wasn't too far from where we are now.
Hell yeah.
We've been riding for hours. I don't know why, but I thought this thing would be a lot faster.
Come on, don't talk about Appa like that. He's doing his best.
In our group, typically we start out our missions with a more upbeat attitude.
Little Aang and Zuko date. This is such a treat, man. Oh yeah, I like this kind of stuff. I like this kind of stuff.
The past can be a great teacher.
It's trapped. That was clean. That's a good save.
This booby trap must be centuries old, and it still works.
Surely it's fresh. Oh, we're just wall riding.
Where's that upbeat attitude you were talking about? People don't make traps unless they've got something worth protecting.
That's facts.
Look, this seems promising.
Though I'm not
Oh.
sure what this tells us about the original source of firebending.
I see dragons.
I thought the dragons were friends with the Sun Warriors.
Well, they had a funny way of showing it.
Maybe it's not what it seems.
Zuko, something happened to the dragons in the last 100 years. Something you're not telling me.
My great-grandfather Sozin happened.
Yeah, right.
He started the tradition of hunting dragons for glory. And if you could conquer one, your firebending talents would become legendary.
Really? Is that a thing?
Honorary title, Dragon.
Iroh.
The last great dragon was conquered long before I was born. By my uncle.
Ah.
But I thought your uncle was... I don't know.
I mean, he was still in the Fire Nation, though. He was just on the wrong side.
It's locked up!
Needs firebending?
Wait,
Ooh.
it's a celestial calendar. Just like the fire stage.
But
only when sunlight hits it at just the right angle. On the solstice.
Monkey feathers.
Monkey feathers.
Solstice again.
Let's see if we can outsmart the sunstone. Come on.
You know, Zuko, I don't care what everyone else says about you. You're pretty smart.
Look at the homies, man. It's so fulfilling. Okay. They're doing the fusion dance at the top there.
It says this is something called the Dancing Dragon.
Oh, these are firebending forms for sure, right? Ooh. Okay, it's gotta unlock something. Bro, if there's like a dragon in here or something.
What? Just do it. Let's
Yeah,
follow the
and then
steps of
you
the
meet at the
statue.
other side. And you do the fusion technique.
These aren't dance moves. These statues are giving us a lesson.
I love this. This is sick.
This is some kind of Sun Warrior firebending form.
Oh, we're gonna learn something here,
Teach
man.
us some really good firebending.
Is it an egg?
It's some kind of mystical gemstone.
No, be an egg.
Remember what happened out there with those spikes? I'm just very suspicious of giant glowing gems sitting on pedestals.
It feels almost
Yeah?
alive.
Yeah? Hey, yo! What is that?
I can't pull free.
Oh, that ain't it.
It's like some kind of glue.
Dude, what is this stuff?
I can't move! Zuko, do something!
Me? I can't move either.
It stopped.
That would be the worst thing ever.
You had to pick up the
Yeah, it's an
glory
egg. It's an egg.
didn't you?
At least I made something happen. If it were up to you, we'd never have made it past the courtyard.
Who's down there?
Who the hell is that? I knew there were people here, man. I knew it.
For trying to take our sunstone, you must be severely punished.
We didn't come here to take your sunstone.
Uh-huh.
We came here to find the ancient origin of all firebending.
I don't normally play this card, but I'm the Avatar.
Shut the hell up. You don't normally play this card.
My name is Zuko, Crown Prince of the Fire Nation. Or at least I used to be.
Yeah, not anymore.
I know my people have distorted the ways of firebending to be fueled by anger and rage. But now I want to learn the true way.
Yeah.
I am truly humbled to be in your
They got a dragon, man. They've still got a dragon.
If you wish to learn the ways of the sun, you must learn them from the masters Ran and
Hey, they
Shaw.
sound like spirits, man.
When you present yourselves to them, they will examine you. They'll read your hearts, your souls, and your ancestry.
Ancestry, Roku.
You must bring them a piece of the eternal flame. This fire is the very first one.
Oh, yeah?
You will each take a piece of it to the masters.
Obviously on top of that mountain, right?
Yeah, I'm not a firebender yet. Couldn't my friend here carry my fire for me?
No,
But he's done a little bit of it. He can hold it.
the flame will go out if you make it too small. Make it too big. You might lose control.
This is what they both need right now, though.
It's like a little heartbeat.
Fire is life, not just
It's a
destruction.
different viewpoint.
The cave of the masters is beneath that rock.
Why is he so far behind? Is he stressed about keeping his fire going?
If I walk too fast, my
Yeah.
flame will go out.
Your flame's gonna go out because it's too small. You're too timid. Give it more juice.
Yeah.
What if I can't control it?
Yeah, this is his thing.
I know you can. You're a talented kid.
Aww, Aang and Zuko complimenting each other. This is better than Aang and Katara.
Your ancestors are directly responsible for the dragon's disappearance. The masters might not be so happy to see.
I mean, look, you gotta do it though.
Have you forgotten that you vanished, allowing the Fire Nation to wreak havoc on the world? The decline of the dragons is your burden.
Whoa, connect them even more, man.
Chanters!
Oh yeah, it's the theme. That's a sick shot, man.
Sound the call!
It's gotta be, right?
What's happening?
Aang, you're fire, brother.
Zuko, my
Take some of Zuko's.
What me to do?
Give me some of yours.
No, just make your own.
Oh, for God's sake. No, it's not the same fire. Was this just a test?
Uh-oh.
I knew it, man. They got dragons up in here, man. Look at them. A red and a blue one.
Zuko, I think we're supposed
Yeah,
to...
yeah.
Let's just try it.
Fine.
It's like Goku and Vegeta, man. Vegeta doesn't want to do the fusion dance. Oh, yeah. Now do it with Zuko. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's all I needed. Oh my, they look awesome. Oh, look at these colors, man. Oh, that's so dope. We got some green in there, some blue, pink and purple. How cool is that? Damn, they got that real fire.
Their fire was beautiful. I saw so many colors.
I'm
I've never
saying.
imagined. I can't believe there are still living dragons. My uncle Iroh said he faced the last dragon and killed it.
Iroh was the last outsider to face the masters. They deemed him worthy and passed the secret on to him as well.
Let's go. Oh, Iroh, he's just the GOAT. He's just the best character.
All this time, I thought firebending was destruction.
Oh, I remembered. I'm sorry. I've remembered the point I wanted to make. It was when Zuko was talking to Ozai and he said, look, we've created this era of fear. And now we've got to create one of peace and freedom. And like all this firebending was coming from rage, you know, and that related to the era of fear. And now he doesn't have that rage in the same way. And now we're talking about firebending is like not destruction. We're trying to get this era of peace going on. Like that was the connection I made. I'm so sorry I had to get that out there in that moment, but it was killing me that I'd forgotten.
Since I heard Katara,
Yeah.
but now I know what it really is. It's energy.
Yeah, it's the different perspective now. We've had this view of it for so long.
For so many years, hunting you was my drive.
True.
It was my purpose. So when I joined you, I lost sight of my inner fire.
We got that real fire now.
I have to help you defeat my father and restore balance to the world.
Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, stop it, mate. Here we are. And he's smiling as he does it.
We have no choice but to imprison
He's
you
trolling,
here
he's trolling.
forever. Just kill me. But seriously, don't tell me.
but yeah.
With this technique the dragon showed us,
Subtitles on the top.
unstoppable.
Hell yeah. They gonna do this against Ozai.
It's a sacred form that happens to be thousands of years old.
Oh yeah? What's your little form called?
The dancing dragon.
Stop making fun of him. And that's it. Hey, good. I'm really getting everything I want towards the end of the show. I just need some more Iroh action, and then they can give me whatever they want for the end. Like, I'm so happy right now. Alrighty, man, that was such a treat. Just seeing Zuko and Aang go off together and like rediscover firebending. That's not something I thought I needed, man. I just said I'm getting everything that I want. I'm getting so much more than that too. The whole notion of Zuko like not being able to bend like after he swapped sides and he doesn't have that, you know, that same drive, that same fire inside of him. him when he was hunting down Aang and he's trying to get his honor back, he's trying to prove himself to his father, that's all gone. So he's had to like rediscover his purpose. And it's the same for Aang though, because he's had this very specific view of firebending. And I guess we all have as viewers as well up to this point. Even Jong was saying things like that, right? You know, it's destructive, it's dangerous, you got to be careful with it. And Zuko said that at the start of the episode too, but we've got a completely different viewpoint of it now. Like it's life, it's the energy inside you, and just, man, I can't get those colors out of my head from those two dragons. Like that was awesome. And I'm very silly, of course it's dragons. Like we've seen dragons in this show, of course dragons were the origins of firebending, man. Like sometimes the most obvious things just don't ever occur to me, but I knew we'd be seeing some this episode, man. That whole idea that they'd all been hunted down, you know, after Sozin, it made a lot of sense. And as soon as Zuko said, you know, you get the title of dragon, I immediately thought of Iroh. And it was very interesting because you didn't really think of Iroh as that kind of character, right? To be going off and hunting down dragons. But just like with Iroh, there's just so much more to it. No, he was here. He's been recognized by the dragons. He's keeping this all hush. Iroh is just, he's just the guy, man. He just absolutely is. Like, you get him back in the show, man. We've only seen so much of him this season. We're seeing Aang and Zuko just go through this whole experience together. You know, they're throwing compliments at each other. You know, they had their share of arguments, but it's just such a treat to see them interacting like this after 2.5 seasons of just banging our heads against the wall at Zuko to finally come around, you know? It's really fulfilling, man. I've been saying it, and I'm gonna keep saying it. And now they've got something that Ozai doesn't even have, right? There's no way Ozai, you know, knows firebending like this. And I've been throwing out there that I think we are going to use the comet to defeat Ozai. We might take advantage of it, but we'll see. I don't know. We've got our own firebending now. We're gonna have Iroh, I imagine, on our side as well. He knows about this as well. Give me some more fire-breathing Iroh. You know, that was still one of the coolest things I've seen in this show. And I'll just elaborate on that point that I forgot earlier on the episode, and then it came back into my mind at the end. So it popped into my head straight away as soon as they were talking about maybe Zuko's fire, you know, comes from rage, and maybe like because he switched sides, that's why he's having trouble. And when I forgot, I said it was something to do with Sozin and Roku, and that was exactly it. That's where the idea came from. You know, Sozin started this war trying to extend, you know, the prosperous nation of the Fire Nation that nobody asked for. And he's doing about it completely the wrong way. And Zuko then saying to Ozai, look, we're in this era of fear. Let's create this era of peace, which is what this episode is about. Let's completely change our perspective of firebending, you know? And then Zuko could maybe like incorporate this if he becomes Fire Lord or something after this. It's just really good writing, man. It's just so good. I'm so glad I remembered that point because I felt like it was pretty significant. I think it is. And Zuko's been banging on as well about, you know, it's his destiny to help Aang bring balance to the world. It's the idea that Iroh put into Zuko's head. Like, it's just so good. They're both going to be there together, I'm sure of it. I know it's Aang's job to get rid of Ozai, to stop Ozai. But Zuko's going to play a really big part. Even if it's just like they do the dragon dance or something one time together, that's going to be enough. That's going to be enough, man. And Katara early in the episode, she's already, you know, throwing jabs at Zuko. Like, she's laughing at him when he said he can't firebend anymore. And you can see Zuko as well kind of struggling to interact with the group. It's going to take some time. But even if in a few episodes or by the end of the series, we get them all laughing together, having a good time, that's I'm here for that. And I said Katara, you know, when she feels things, she really feels them. And she can be pretty petty. And I think that's what she's doing to Zuko a bit here. And they're all making fun of him, man. Even Sokka calling both of them jerks at the start of the episode. Come on, man. Like, I get it. And look, we'll all get through this, but it's just kind of, you know, me especially, I'm sure it's the same for a lot of other people, but you see through the eyes of Zuko, you know, that whole sequence with the dragons, man, that was special. You knew, I thought it might have been spirits. I was thinking about, you know, the yin and yang, the moon and the ocean spirits, but we're only dealing with one thing here, that's fire, right? But it makes so much more sense that it's dragons, and I'm glad that it is. This whole, like, the people of the sun as well, like, that's something that I really like as well. I think because it's kind of related to Demon Slayer, how there's like flame breathing and then sun breathing on top of that, which is even more powerful, and that's kind of like what this is here, right? There's fire bending, but then now that we've gone through this whole sun situation, it's like we got something different, something better. And I appreciate that these last two episodes have strictly been with the Aang Gang and Zuko. We haven't touched on anything with what's going on with Azula and Ozai back at the Fire Nation. We haven't seen the aftermath of what Zuko did to Ozai. Haven't touched in with all our homies that are probably prison now. I don't know if we will. We might see them, you know, when we go to get them back. But we're making good progress, man. We've already got like a really good handle on firebending. Like, we might be chilling with firebending within an episode, and then we can really start to formulate this plan. I still want us to go and visit some old homies, man. Like, get Boomy involved. You know, I've been saying Master Paku, that there's a bunch of other guys out there that I'm sure we could still use. But I like that I find myself at kind of a loss as to what we might be doing. I feel like I've always had a good idea. Obviously, we're trying to, you know, formulate this plan and, you know, attack the Fire Nation again, attack Ozai. The comet's coming up, but what exactly we're going to be doing, I don't know, and that's what's really exciting. So I'm going to leave this one here now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And as always, please continue to leave your comments and feedback down below. You know, I always appreciate it, and we'll see you all in the next episode of Avatar